Duchy of, what do they call it, the Duchy of Forest?
He's been down for it.
Called it himself, but I'd like to support his idea. I think we apply the appropriate funding to be a partner, and I think we should send it to whoever from the funds that we set aside for frag research in the spring budget. Did we not set?
What he said,
$10,000.
So we do have the pot, and I think we should say that.
find out if it fits the criteria.
Partner with the Sobel and whatever, this is an information we need.
Stop me back.
Partnership as a sponsor. So the motion is that we partner as a sponsor.
I'll second that.
Good? Okay, Councilor Russell.
No, I said I was just saying your.
Oh, you don't need that motion.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
Anyway, I got it moved and seconded by somebody. Deputy Mayor Day.
So simply for us in the process to make it really clear so that we don't get burnt in the future, that this was an initiative that we had already instigated and we're taking a certain ownership over that because we don't want this to be, as you say,
Well, I
so
think-
can we make that clarification?
Can there be something added in the motion?
Yes, in
Let's
this case.
set our, I guess we
Well, why don't we
understand.
let Carol explain it when she talks to them? Rather than having the
You know, I
motion.
mean, this is, you know, well,
This
we're
is
very
one-off.
careful about money, we are very careful, but there was money put aside, this is a little odd. And we should be able to explain it to people that.
The way the
we like
process
to
is
do it.
going.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
the motion is that we support it. All in favor then? Opposed? Carried. Councilor Russell.
One more I forgot, Mr. Mayor, on September 29th, 7 to 9, at the museum, the Heritage Museum, the Trail Committee is having an open house.
That's the same night as our volunteer dinner. Okay.
7 to 9 p.m.
September 29th?
Night is volunteer dinner.
I think that's the volunteer dinner we got.
Well, they're trying to,
Thursday night.
okay,
Everybody
well,
got
okay,
noticed.
that's for our volunteers, they're trying to recruit new volunteers, that's their, so we want to do from this,
Maybe we should go
that's what they're
volunteer
trying to do, so that's wonderful, that's what the whole idea is, to recruit, recruit people.
Let me know about the explanation.
Yeah, September 29th. Save the date and reply. Okay?
I'm free.
Councilor McGuire.
Still council report?
There's still councilor report.
This just came in my email here. So just wanted to let everyone know that the Friends of the Pioneer Park received a grant 4 o'clock this afternoon from the Earth Day Community Environment Fund, a project to the Earth Day Canada and Sobeys to fund portable and walk walks.
Portable bowling, portable
Boardwalks.
Over the noon.
Means they go follow the terrain.
Okay? Thank you. New business. Councilor Monson.
Just a quick one. We've had some concerns expressed about the Rotary Trail. I guess with everything good that happens, there's always a consequence, right? And I discussed this with Peggy some time ago, and we were working on a plan to, I guess everyone's aware that we no longer use oil-based paints on markings on highways, and so they don't last as long as the old oil-based paint, everything's latex. So we had been talking about marking the intersections of each of the roads that come off the Rotary Trail so that bikers and cyclists, or motorists, respect each other. And I've had at least 4 calls this week about it. Some of the intersections have no stop signs. Some have stop signs. It doesn't matter for the cyclists or the motorists. They're just shooting through those intersections. John and I had an idea about some wig-wag things like we have on a fire road, but they'll just go around them. So I'm going to ask if we can have a staff report on making the Rotary Trail a little safer, a little more visible in terms for cyclists to stop and motorists to stop and proceed with caution as these people are using it. And honestly, as you often said, you cannot buy a lot of common sense, but this is sure what we're talking about because I've watched them just whipping through those things. And, the stop signs are not good on little posts because little kids hit their heads, and that's why you see so many little kids in Grand Bend, Marty, with helmets on. So they go down the Rotary Trail.
So we have to stop signs down there.
Exactly.
Okay, so I got a motion, or we got a request for a staff report on the safety of the stop signs in the Rotary Trail.
Or how we can mark those intersections more clearly and better.
Some of that.
Stop something on the floor.
Maybe we need a
Spike belt.
Just
aiming for 100 reports, so we'll help her out there.
By September, is it okay, Peggy, is that okay? It is?
Okay.
Is this
Councilman
record
Bleier?
numbers?
I forwarded this email this afternoon, I received it this morning from a concerned citizen in Marywood subdivision.
Yep.
It's 41 letters of concern about the Highway 21 Marywood Drive, about people crossing across the highway to get to the river trail. And I'd like to see if we can get a staff report on that, how we can rectify that, or come up with some kind of solution to that problem.
Okay.
Traffic goes by there too fast, and people can't get across, because it's, there the highway's wider too, it's not just 2 lanes, it's 4.
There's turning lanes there for
Yeah, so it's
safety
even
reasons.
wider for people to get across.
It's the overall congestion too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't know what we're gonna do with 21, it's just crazy.
Councilor Underwood?
Yes, I'd like to take your mind back to the election thing that last year, and we went to Canito, and there were two kids who went out there and they were asking about skateboard park and stuff like that. And I've since talked to them, I've talked to other children as well. They're not really children, some of them are like 19, 20 years old. And I told them about the problems of expense and where to put a skateboard park, but they are really into BMX, and I have an area which we could put in a BMX park at the minimum of cost. Some of these guys are champions. I have identified 12 to 15 kids who drive to St. Thomas, drive to Sarnia, drive to London. One of them is a champion here, but there's nothing to do here. And they used to do stuff behind the Old Shores Arena, but like you said, some other kids get in there, so they can't use that, and they don't want it to be dangerous. And they want to be downtown as well, and they're actually willing to come out and talk here as a delegation, if needs must, and that's a big thing for a 16-year-old kid we can do. I've asked them to do preliminary designs, because it's just like a golfer, all right? Just an idea of how it looks, but I would like to have a report, basically on what is our lowest cost for maybe 30 or 40 truckloads of earth that's already behind the Shores Arena to be transferred over and put into somewhat of into a track down here.
Have they approached the foundation for funding? Have they approached the
No,
service
let's
clubs
find
in
out
the
how much it
area? I
costs.
think that's
This brings up an interesting point when it comes to our municipality. We
Mark?
seem to have the opinion within our council that nothing gets done unless somebody else comes in and asks us to do it with cap in hand. And I am in absolute disagreement with that, because sometimes if we see something that needs to be done, that can be done for the greater good of the community at the minimum of cost, with the minimum of effort. I believe it's we should be doing that to show the people of our municipality that we're able to do something without being asked cap in hand and bended knee.
Councilor Bunsen.
Very briefly, in full support of the Prince from the Duchy, I'm wondering if you would act as the liaison on that project, simply because of the age group that we're dealing with,
Yeah.
to work with staff, with design, costs, resources, to help staff out with that. Is that appropriate?
Do we have? Sorry, yes, absolutely.
For another 3 years plus.
Absolutely.
That would be great.
We'll put something together. Okay. No other councilor report? Something on here that I was looking for. Discussion period, opportunities of the public to make an inquiry. This is item of business on the agenda. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, okay. Sorry. Have to go back. Janet has put a couple, there's a tax relief, there's a recommendation, or there's a motion, there's a report number 42. We got this emailed out to us. This is for the tax rebate program for charities. You all had this sent to you a couple days ago.
This was
County of Lansing.
specifically, sorry, this was specifically for the, we've already dealt with the charity one.
Okay.
But since we're opening the bylaw, they just wanted council's input on if there were any other organizations that they thought should get out under this.
Okay. Questions on this?
Does this, yes, if you've got non-profit or charity status, you're already tax exempt for it, right?
Yeah, already, yes.
And the Legion is?
No,